Business Reengineering in the Digital World, a step-by-step guide. Business Process Reengineering, or BPR for short, is an approach for rethinking how business processes are carried out to boost their effectiveness, efficiency, and adaptability to shifting client requirements. Through reengineering their business processes, companies can gain a competitive advantage, boost customer satisfaction, and cut expenses, all while streamlining their operations. However, BPR is not a straightforward activity. It takes a considerable amount of time, effort, and resources to accomplish. Therefore, before beginning a BPR campaign, businesses need to do an in-depth analysis of the costs, benefits, and risks associated with the process. The BPR technique will be dissected step by step as we discuss its application to the reengineering of business processes in this blog. Advantages to be obtained from reengineering business procedures. Procedures in businesses that are successful in implementing reengineering into their operations can reap a variety of benefits from the process. A few examples of these advantages are as follows. BPR can assist businesses in streamlining their processes, thereby reducing waste and contributing to an overall rise in their level of efficiency. This may lead to substantial cost reductions as well as an increase in overall productivity. Increased levels of customer satisfaction. Business Process Reengineering (BPR) can assist businesses in the creation of customer-centric processes that are adaptable to shifting levels of consumer demand. This has the potential to result in greater levels of satisfaction and loyalty among customers. Advantage in the market. BPR can assist businesses in gaining a competitive advantage by enabling them to more rapidly react to shifting market conditions and evolving consumer requirements. Improved quality. Business Process Improvement (BPR) can assist businesses in enhancing the quality of their goods and services by cutting down on the number of errors, defects, and reworks. Improve employee morale. BPR may assist firms empowering their staff members by delegating more authority, accountability, and ownership of the process to those staff members. Because of this, there is a potential for enhanced levels of employee engagement and morale. BPR implementation. Steps involved in business process reengineering. When a process is re-engineered, the emphasis is placed on rebuilding the process as a whole. This involves fundamentally rethinking how the organizational activity should be done to achieve significant improvements. BPR is distinguished from process improvement, which is limited to addressing just functional or incremental issues by this key difference. It's possible that re-engineering isn't the best approach in every circumstance. This is especially true if your processes need merely to be optimized and your company isn't aiming to go through major transformations. You have the option to go with a method of process improvement in such a scenario. Establishing the company's mission and objectives is the first step. At this point, senior management is responsible for assessing the state of the company's business, including factors such as consumer expectations, competition, and opportunities. Because of this, it will be much simpler to comprehend the need for change, and it will be much simpler to form a distinct mental image of where the organization has to be in the years to come. Next, the objectives should be elucidated using both qualitative and quantitative language. Establishing a capable team is the second step. Because skills and perspectives from all different levels of the company are required to effectively reduce the risk of failure, the team you choose should have a cross-functional composition. The top management of an organization is the one who should be responsible for having a crystal-clear vision of the actions that need to be carried out and providing strategic direction. In addition to this, you need to have an operational manager who's familiar with the procedures and knows them inside and out. To round out the team, it is essential to have the appropriate engineers, each of whom should bring a unique set of skills and experience from a distinct industry. At this point in the process, it is essential to have a clear overview of both the goals and the strategies. To determine client demands and evaluate the level of competition, you can also conduct research in the form of surveys and benchmarking activities. At this point in the process, it is essential to inform the remaining members of staff about the goals of the project as well as the business case that supports the change. In addition, this will encourage the input that they provide and will assist them in getting ready for what is to come. Step 3. Acquire an awareness of the present procedure. At this stage, you are tasked with deciding which processes, if any, will be subjected to a makeover. It is possible to provide higher priority to some processes, such as those that are broken, cross-functional, value-adding, have bottlenecks, or have a major influence on the company. After you have selected them, you should then draw them out using flowcharts or process maps to conduct an in-depth analysis of them to locate any gaps, inefficiencies, blocks, etc. The next step is to determine the appropriate KPIs for the processes so that once you have put them into action, you can check to see if they have had the expected effect. Step 4. Make adjustments to a procedure. Redesign a new process that, while keeping your vision in mind, can effectively overcome the inefficiencies of the process that was previously in place. In this section, you will develop a future state map that shows the remedies you have discovered for the problems that are being caused by the process that is now in place. Implementation of the re-engineer process is the fifth step. After the process has been modified to your satisfaction, you can then conduct a pilot test to evaluate its efficacy by tracking it with the key performance indicators that you established previously. Before deploying the procedure across the entire firm, this will allow you to make any necessary changes to it. If the new method proves to be more effective than the one now being used, you may choose to adopt it on a wider scale. Procedures in business companies that can successfully adopt re-engineering into their operations may reap enormous rewards from doing so. However, for it to be successful, it requires thorough planning, analysis, and implementation. Before beginning the effort, businesses that are contemplating BPR should first do a thorough analysis of the costs, advantages, and risks associated with the process. Businesses can increase their efficiency, quality, and customer happiness, as well as their edge over other competitors with the help of BPR. However, there are hazards and difficulties associated with it. To ensure the success of the BPR project, companies need to successfully handle these risks and challenges, and this is where the experience of target integration comes into play. In conclusion, business process restructuring (BPR) is a powerful tool that can assist businesses in redesigning their processes to become more effective, efficient, and responsive to the shifting requirements of their customers. Businesses can successfully implement BPR and reap major benefits for their organizations if they follow the methods mentioned in this blog and other similar resources. When should you consider BPR? The challenge with BPR is that the implementation costs increase proportionally with the size of the organization. 5 months after its initial launch, a startup may decide to make a pivot, which may involve the re-engineering of its business processes at a cost that has only marginally increased. However, if a company reaches a certain size, it will become much more difficult and expensive for it to re-engineer its business procedures. However, they are also the ones who are required to change as a result of the competition and the unanticipated adjustments in the marketplace. However, the demand for BPR is never based on specific industry requirements. Rather, it is always determined by the objectives of the organization. BPR is beneficial for businesses in situations in which they need to break the mold and flip the script to achieve their lofty objectives. Adopting any other process management alternatives would amount to doing little more than moving the deck chairs on the Titanic if these actions are taken. Do you like it? Kindly give your valuable response in our comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting and informative videos.